Donald Trump emerged the winner on Super Bowl Sunday as a distraught Taylor Swift watched the Kansas City Chiefs collapse against the Philadelphia Eagles.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Some of the crowd booed Taylor Swift when they put her up on the Jumbotron, which of course made Harry Conman Sr. very happy. He posted 3 times about this. After the game, he wrote, "The only one that had a tougher night than the Chiefs was Taylor Swift. She got booed out of the stadium. MAGA is very unforgiving." Well, she didn't get booed out of the stadium. Unlike you, she stayed for the whole game. And it was the Eagles fans who were booing her. But you're right. It's all about you. It's always all. Trump's just jealous of Taylor Swift because she has more followers and more money and no kids.
Damn! Okay, is there anything weirder than Trump's obsession with Taylor Swift? Okay, aside from the real president's obsession with Taylor Swift. See, after last weekend's Super Bowl, Trump, the sitting president, used his time to tweet about Taylor Swift getting booed by opposition fans. This, of course, after predicting the scoreline based on whose wife is more MAGA than the other. And, well, we all know how that worked out.
You're a sports guy. You're a football fan. Size up these two teams.
I'm a big fan of both teams. They're sort of different. In Philadelphia, you have one of the greatest running backs, Saquon. You know, Saquon had an uncle who was a great fighter, and Iran Barkley, his name was. So you have a great running back. You really have a great quarterback. The other team, the quarterback really knows how to win. He is a great, great quarterback.
So game prediction?
I hate to do it. I just say that I've watched this great quarterback who has, by the way, a phenomenal wife, okay? She's a Trump fan. She's a MAGA fan, so I happen to love her, okay? But she's a great person. I watched her being interviewed. I said, boy, that's pretty good. But she's great, and he's great. I guess you have to say that when a quarterback wins as much as he's won, I have to go with Kansas City. At the same time, Philadelphia has a fantastic. It's going to be just a great game.
But, you know, quick to point out this weird obsession for anyone to have, let alone the man occupying the highest office in the land, was Jimmy Kimmel, a man who knows all too well about Trump's obsession with how he's perceived in the celebrity realm.
I'm an optimistic person. I'm not hysterical. I laugh when people say, "Oh, you've got Trump derangement syndrome."
Yeah.
I think if you're a reasonable person, you should have Trump derangement syndrome. Right. And by the way, I think he has derangement syndrome about us too. The fact of the matter is, this is a dangerous person. This is a stupid person, and that's a bad combination. But the Eagles proved nearly all the prognosticators wrong, very wrong, including this one, who took the Chiefs because their quarterback's wife likes him.
I guess you have to say that when a quarterback wins as much as he's won, I have to go with Kansas City.
Time to storm NFL headquarters, I guess. The Democrats rigged it again. Trump was at the game. He got a big thrill because some of the crowd booed Taylor Swift when they put her up on the Jumbotron, which of course made Harry Conman Sr. very happy. He posted 3 times about this. After the game, he wrote, "The only one that had a tougher night than the Chiefs was Taylor Swift. She got booed out of the stadium. MAGA is very unforgiving." Well, she didn't get booed out of the stadium. Unlike you, she stayed for the whole game. And it was the Eagles fans who were booing her. But you're right. It's all about you. It's always all. Trump's just jealous of Taylor Swift because she has more followers and more money and no kids than he does.
With this year's Oscars coming up, I think it merits a throwback to last year's comments that still have Trump fuming anytime he has the opportunity to discuss it.
I'm happy to send you one of the many products commemorating what I said to you that night at the Academy Awards, so you never forget it again, like this T-shirt or this coffee mug or this coffee mug or this coffee mug. There are a lot of coffee mugs. Maybe you'd like a hat or a wine goblet. If you ever see Melania again, you can give that to her. Or perhaps you would like a bandana to put around your neck or a sign to put on every hole of your golf course. I'd be happy to send you any or all of those items. Just let me know. They're my gift. And also, for the record, my manager wasn't trying to talk me out of responding. This is my manager. His name is James Baby Doll Dixon. He was backstage vaping when this happened. So.
And the thing is, you may well be asking yourself, Francis, why does anyone care about this? To which I'd say, you're right, they don't. They care about the price of groceries going up.
The American public hasn't yet seen that that tomato prices are going up because of the potential for Mexican tariffs on Mexico, products from Mexico. Again, I talked about the beer brewer who is going to have to raise the price of their beer because of the tariffs that the president is putting on. These are all things that are either here or they're coming shortly. And I can see them coming. And I know what the impact will be. People have been promised something by this Trump administration that he is not delivering. They've been promised lower prices. They've been promised lower grocery prices. They've been promised lower gas prices. They've been promised more affordability. And that is precisely the opposite of what's happening. Look at egg prices. And if you want to blame that on the avian flu, fine. But look, he's tearing apart the departments of government that protect us from the avian flu. So prices are going up under this president.
Egg prices being Erewhon-like expensive across the board.
Egg prices are soaring. Last week, the average wholesale price for large white shell eggs reached $8 for a dozen. This is wholesale. Retail, it's higher than this. The previous all-time wholesale price was $5.46 back in December 2022. How much are eggs retail right now?
Right now, probably $11, $12, $13, $14. Which ones you want? Brown eggs, you want free range eggs, etc., etc. But they're in the low teens right now.
I've never seen anything like that.
Well,
$14 for a dozen eggs.
They're killing the chickens.
Yeah.
And
Because of bird flu, right?
Because of bird flu. Now let's ask the $64 trillion question. Is this another COVID crisis to greet President Trump?
Wow.
And we don't know that.
I'm getting anxiety already.
Their credit card fees coming back, overdraft fees coming back, medical debt used against them on credit card reports.
Well, no, but wait a second. But let's just talk about one of the things that he's prescribing to cut. He wants to get rid of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Here's what it's done for the folks at home. It's limited overdraft fees at banks. It's limited credit card late fees. It's made it easier for you to switch banks. It's removed medical debt from people's credit reports so that you can actually get rent after you've been sick. It's gone after banks who've taken advantage of people.
What's your argument?
My argument here is these are things that have protected the American people every day, and Elon wants to get rid of them because it doesn't work for millionaires and billionaires. No, they did not.
Yes,
they did not vote to get.
Yes, they did.
I'm sure.
Where were you on November 5th?
Donald Trump did not go to the American people and says, "I want to raise your overdraft fees." Did he? No, I don't think so.
They made it clear what Doge was when he was running for president. He did not go to the American people and says, "I want to raise the amount you pay on late fees." Actually, the opposite of that. He said, "I'm going to cap late fees." That's not what's happening when you get rid of the Consumer Protection Bureau. You're right; it is too late. So hopefully, American people wake up to see what's happening.
But the thing is, all of that gets lost in the noise of his T-Swift comments, which is why he does it. So, in order to redirect the focus, we need to weave, that's right, Donald, the real weave, these subliminal messages into the cycle to enlighten people who are more often than not cocooned off from what the president is doing behind the scenes to how it will impact them drastically, by the way, to the point that Fox News can't even help but admits it.
Goes to plan. When do you think families will be able to feel prices going down, groceries, energy, or are you kind of saying to them, hang on, inflation may get worse until it gets better?
No, I think we're going to become a rich. Look, we're not that rich right now. We owe $36 trillion. That's because we let all these nations take advantage of us. Same thing, like $200 billion with Canada. We owe $300. We have a deficit with Mexico of $350 billion. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let that happen.
The spending that the government has done, both Republicans and Democrats alike, and thank God for Doge. They're looking at waste, fraud, and abuse. Just got access to Treasury payment accounts to showcase all of the fraud going on, billions and billions of dollars. They're already saving billions of dollars a day. We have to look at spending. We have to look at tax cuts as well. But it's very important. There are multiple factors that go into inflation. We have to recognize that and try to fight our way forward and grow the economy in a way that wages grow with the challenges we have ahead and that people can afford eggs and gas again. We can't do that right now until we fix the system.
Can't get enough Midas? Check out the Midas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.